Welcome back to A Windy Florian's. I'm about to make a sustainable, compostable spring wreath, so I thought I'd use my fire pit to weave some twigs around to create the base. Pouring with rain outside, so I thought I'd come in and make myself a Valentine's wreath with the leftover dried flowers that I've got in the barn. I was hoping I'd have a few more straw flowers, but I haven't, so the status will have to do. Actually, I could even use these. No, they're too pretty. I think they've got to stay there for a bit. So this is what I've made. So I've just made this basic wreath. It's not perfectly intact yet, but the table's not big enough actually for it to hold. I wonder if I could sort of balance it on the side of the bench as well as the table. Probably going to lose its shape. I'm going to put a little bit of string around it as well. The whole idea of me making this was to use up the dried flowers, but to also make a wreath that's sustainable and that I can compost afterwards. So I might get a little bit of twine to just help bind it together. I'm just trying to think what I've used in here. We've had a storm, so I've picked up a few hazely bits that came down from the trees. I've got lots of willow in here because that's quite pliable. I've managed to fill it with a little bit of spirea because that gives it something to grip hold of. What else have I got in here? Oh, some grapevine as well, but it was quite old and yeah, it's split on me a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So let's see if I've got some string. I don't like this drawer because I know that there's a huge spider in there. Okay. There's no string in there. Let's have a look in this one. No. Oh, found some. So I'm literally just going to put the string around where it really needs it. Because I don't want it looking too formal, I want it looking really rustic and a bit sticking out anyway. I want it to happen now. Actually, that looks kind of quite cool now. I've got hold of the Ceropedia. Right, let's take it there. Doesn't it? That looks quite cool like that. I don't know. Get off. Get off. You're not supposed to be on there. Right, there we go. Okay, so that's my base made. I've got one more bit just to weave in. It all keeps coming out. Okay. So I think I'm going to go for the whites and the blues on this one. I'm going to not use the yellows, even though it's very spring-like. I don't know whether to use yellow or not. I don't know. Let's just see what the whites and blues look like. I'll just sort of do a white and blue theme. Whites and blues. I do like a little bit of yellow. Put a bit of yellow in with it. No, I can see that looks. No, I think the blue and the white should be good. I just hope I have enough of it because the wreath is so big. I think I'm going to try just sticking them in, just weaving them in. first of all and see how I get on with that, and go all the way around weaving them in, because again the idea of this is just want it to be as simple as possible. Try not to use too much string, and I know that's a bit of a white one there, but I haven't got much white, so I might need to just split that up a little bit. That's my tortoise that you can hear scrambling. Whether this is going to actually stay together or not, I don't know. So much easier just sort of shoving it in. The good thing about statice is that the stems are really strong, so I'm actually being quite brutal and they don't snap. And this is what it looks like so far. Probably doesn't, I love that colour. So out of the mixed bunch that I'd sown, I got some really gorgeous apricot ones, but not so many of these, unfortunately. And I got a bright pink fuchsia one, a bit again, not so many. So it's mostly blues and whites, but that's okay. But I think I might have bought some more apricot ones this year. I actually can't remember. If I haven't, I need to probably try and order some, because I think apricot is going to be a huge hit this year. Some of them I've hung upside down, and then some of them I haven't. And you can tell the ones that I haven't hung upside down because they've sort of bent over. I've probably dried them like that for maybe a few weeks, and then when they haven't been fully dried, I've propped them in a vase or a plastic tub in the stables, and they've just slowly flopped over. But it actually works really well when they're bent like that, when you're putting them in a wreath, because it goes with the shape of the wreath. This one I think I've been drying in the house, and you can see that it's been next to a window and the sun has just bleached the stems. If you want a bleached effect, then dry them in a nice light and sunny spot. But normally you'd want them in a dark place. Okay, I've decided to put it on the floor because it was just getting, there we go, because it was sort of losing its shape. So I can now see where to fill in. So I've got a lot of green stems here. So what I'm going to do is just push those in a little bit more and just tinker with it, just go all the way around the edges and just try and fill up any spare gaps. So I decided to install the wreath at the top of the greenhouse. There wasn't much space for it anywhere else. And I will let the flowers, I'll just climb up onto a chair so you can get a better view. I'll let the flowers fade because obviously being in a greenhouse, the flowers are going to bleach out, so will the stems. And then it'll be ready to put the whole lot onto the compost. But for now, for springtime, it is just a little bit of colour in the greenhouse. And I just think it looks really, really pretty just for the next few weeks. And remember to subscribe so you can follow along for my new flower growing season this year.